I may, with that last statement that Mr. Williams just made, as I brought up at our last meeting, the concerns I have that the task force received for all of the department heads and their numbers given for cost savings, again, being a conservative number that they estimated. This final statement that you have, Penny, is 1.7 and 2.1 million. Okay. What the task force was given as a savings is a minimum of 2.5 million to 3 million. So right there, with there being the difference, is why I question every single number that we were given on the task force, and why before we even discuss making a decision, I would like to have those numbers reevaluated and given to us. That's quite a bit of difference.
I think here's your minimum, $1 million. So.
Well, that's not the minimum the first year, because you have costs associated with moving everybody. You're going to have overtime for maintenance and all of that. You have additional maintenance and custodian costs would be needed at Truman.
True.
But
this is your full closure minimum, yeah.
Well, can I ask this too, just with the teachers moving over, we're gonna combine, so we're gonna lose teachers. But we're not taking all the teachers and bringing them right over to the same school, because we're gonna combine classes. But what that's gonna do is gonna bump out lower paid teachers, and they're gonna bump out, and then because they have seniority over them, so that's gonna raise the
That work is actually done evaluatively, not by seniority.
okay.
with seniority within categories is how we have it set up now.
And if you implement the evaluation piece under the law, the layoffs take place by effectiveness rating, and seniority comes in when there's a tie.
So if we have a science teacher over at Truman, and that's been there for 1 year, or just say 3 years, we have a science teacher at Kennedy, and we move her over, she's been here, again, 10 years, she doesn't automatically take that science teacher position? Isn't her evaluation she's got 10 years on this teacher?
The evaluation is based on an annual evaluation, and so it's rescored every year. And so you have to look at it based on that year's data. But I guess the more important commentary on that is, for the most part, the teachers are going to come over and keep teaching, because if the teacher over here at Truman is full-time teaching a full load of students, and we bring a lot more students over, that teacher's coming as well. So the program reductions really are the areas where it's the singleton sections that you don't need 2 head football coaches. You don't need 2 band directors. You need 1. So it's those singleton programs where you will have some reduction. If you have, let's say, just to make the numbers easy, if you have 10 math teachers here and 10 math teachers here, and you then bring all the students over and the number of students needing math doubles, then you're bringing math teachers over to teach math. There's no way those math teachers are going to accommodate all the students coming over. So you're not going to see a whole lot of reduction in your core areas where you have a multitude of teachers needing to teach the core requirements. And then, of course, we know that one of the reasons that at least the task force talked about, and I happen to agree with, that if the combine happens, you have the ability to offer the high-speed upper-level classes, your AP classes, your other electives that currently you don't have enough students to offer, then you're running those programs, and that's yet another incentive. But that's also another section, which means you have a teacher teaching it. So, again, I think while there will be some reductions, the clear-cut ones, which are the ones Penny has in this column, are the ones that do not need 2 principals of 1 school. You need 1. And while you do need to bring more assistant principal support, or more security guards over, or another custodian over, or more food service workers over to serve twice the number of kids in the cafeteria, there are some positions, like you do not need 2 principals, and you do not need 2 of those singleton sections that I'm talking about, like the band director, those sorts of things. So, teaching reductions in the core classes, English, math, science, social studies, the required electives, health, PE, those things, for the the most part, those teachers come right over because they're needed, because you have double the number of kids.
But if you don't have full classes, in your example, you had 10 math students here and 10 math students at Kennedy, you bring 20 students over, that doesn't necessitate having another teacher.
No, I'm sorry, I said 10 math teachers here, 10 math teachers here.
I thought you meant 10 students.
No, sorry. And so obviously, if a teacher on a 6-period day, if a teacher on a 6-period day, just to make the numbers easy, is teaching 150 kids, they have 5 periods in a prep, they have 30 in a class, those would be high numbers if you had 150 across everybody. Then when you bring 150 more, you need another full-time teacher. So you're not gonna have that many reductions across the core, but you will in some of the singleton sections, so.
Well, I think some of the discussion that we had last Monday too was related around, is the trimester the best and most efficient way to educate our high school students? So that needs to be looked at. We changed from block to trimesters. We were told trimesters would give students a lot more elective opportunities and AP classes. We were told that, and it turned out to not be true.
It actually would have worked had the enrollment not dropped. Had the enrollment stayed static and robust in both buildings, then you would have been able to provide enough student interest to justify running AP Chem. But if you only, 5 years ago, if you had 18 kids or 20 kids that wanted AP Chem, and now you only have 9, you could have run it with 18, but you're not going to run it at 9. And so if the numbers were not declining, then certainly the trimester does offer more elective options. A lot of schools move to the trimester. The trimester is just a hybrid between the 4-block and a 6 or 7 period day. Nobody likes the 7-period day because the classes are so short. But a lot of people go to the 7-period day on a semester because it is the most efficient schedule out there. The 4-block is the most costly schedule out there because you teach 3 classes of 90 minutes and you prep 1 of 90 minutes. So you're only 75% efficient as a teacher. As you start moving from a 4-period day to a 5, you're getting more efficient. You move to a 6, you're getting even more efficient. Move to a 7, of course, same thing happens. But each time you add an hour or a period of the day, you shorten the length of time each class has to operate. And then you're building hybrid schedules all over the place because you have to build hybrid double blocks for your science classes, your lab classes, your band teacher doesn't want to try and run marching band on a 42-minute period. So you have to look at, do you run a 0-hour class before school? So you end up creating all these patches and fixes on a 7-period day to run a robust high school schedule. And so a lot of schools split the difference between the 4-block, which a lot of people liked, but it was costly, and a 6 or 7-period day by running a 5-period try. That was kind of the compromise. It still felt kind of like the block, but by allowing 3 marking periods and allowing some electives to just be 1 try long, you could get a lot more electives in there. You could get art for just a try. You could take digital photography for just a try. You could take a core math class for 2 tries and an AP for 3. So by breaking up how you packaged your courses across the year, you create a lot more elective opportunities. But as your numbers drop precipitously, then you're fighting against that benefit by having to limit sections. So this is a headache that guidance counselors pull their hair out with assistant principals, and of course Mary Ann's office, my office, all the time. Can we run this class with 8 kids? And that was one of the first things that we did this summer when Mary Ann and I got here. We had to make some unfortunate, difficult decisions about, I'm sorry, principal so-and-so, we're gonna have to class this class, there's only 6 kids in it. We cannot, with a budget deficit, run a class of 6. We're gonna have to move those children into another elective, they're gonna have to reselect. So.
Penny, I have a couple questions
Of course.
on the actual expense. Could you explain to me the educational media services and then also the operations and maintenance? What?
The educational media service is each high school has a part-time media specialist and then a parapro. So the person, there's the para-educator salary and the maintenance, it was only about half of that, because we know that the teacher would then go full-time at the other high school, and so therefore there would be the savings, but then the one media, parapro media, would then service instead of having one teacher for 2 buildings and 2 paras.
So are you saying there wouldn't be 2 paras at Truman?
I wouldn't think so, but, I mean, it's possible that I could do that, but I don't know.
Is that 28,565.46? Is that the parapros?
It's a roughly, yes.
With
Because
benefits?
With benefits, with retirement, FICA, yes.
And she's 5.5 hours. So with that, she pays, I know that they aren't offered insurance.
Right.
She's prorated.
Right, and this is just an estimate, I didn't go in and pull the people, because I really unfortunately didn't have the time to pull up all of them. As we move forward, and if this is a decision that we really do want, then I'm going to look at the people and say, this is the person, kind of like I did with the 6th grade academy.
And the operations and maintenance,
That includes all of the day maintenance, the custodians, the midnights, all of those. And in order to do it, I just took half of that because we were going to need to move some of those people to Truman to cover the space and to clean the space that's not being occupied currently.
so,
That also includes the telephone, the,
okay,
Yeah.
that's, I just started to say, I know maintenance couldn't be that
that
amount.
includes the utilities as well.
Okay. And then the athletics, that would be because there would be no programs at Kennedy. You
Right.
would just have them at,
Truman.
At
And since
Truman.
it's already running a program, there may be some additional costs depending on if they decide to offer JV or different sports, but that could be adjusted either way.
As
Or,
far-
go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry, as far as school administration, we have at Kennedy, we have 1 principal,
2 assistant
2
principals.
assistant principals. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I just want to go back to the curriculum.